Hi everyone. In this video, we will learn about shift rows and mixed column. So, if you recall, we know that every round function of our AES algorithm have these three sub functions. One is sub byte function, and other two are shift rows and mixed column. We have already talked about sub-byte. We have discussed sub-byte. Now we have to learn shift rows and mixed column. Sub-byte was toughest among these three. So if you understood sub-byte well, then shift rows and mixed column will be easy for you. Okay. So shift row is the easiest function. Now we know that whatever output we got from sub-byte, that will act as an input for shift rows function, right? So what kind of output we get from sub-byte function? 4x4 matrix with each entry of that matrices is of 8 bits. So basically that matrix is having 128-bit information. So this is our matrix that we got from sub-byte function. And now what we do in shift row is that we left rotate ith row by I unit. Okay, so let's say if I have this row 2. So here I am positions are I is basically the index of row. So I am using the zero based indexing. So row which is at index 2, we left rotate this row by 2 unit. So what will happen if you left rotate this row by 2 unit? Okay, so let's say I have A, B, C, D, E, these 4 elements. What do you mean by if I left rotate this row by 1 unit? That means take this first element and take it to the last position. What will be the new order? It will be B, C, D, E, A. B, C, D, E, A. So this order we get by left rotating my row by 1 unit. Now again if I rotate it, I'll get C, D, E, A. So this B will come at last position. B. So this order I get by 2 unit rotation in left direction. So you can clearly see that S20 first went to here, then S21 also went to here. So basically these two elements went backward. So S20 and S21, and in front we got S22 and S23. So this is very simple operation. The row at index 0, left rotating by 0 unit means doing nothing, and this row is left rotated by 1 unit, this row is left rotated by 2 unit, and this row is left rotated by 3 unit. Okay, so the shift row was one of the easiest functionality in our round function. Now let's talk about mixed column. Mixed column is difficult than shift rows, but still easier than sub-byte function. Okay, so whatever output we get from shift rows, that is fed as input to mixed column. Okay, so this 128-bit matrix will serve as input to mixed column. Again we map 128-bit input to 128-bit output. Okay, so we have a Sij 4x4 matrix, and we transform it in mixed column, and again we get some new matrix, a transformed matrix, and I'm denoting that with S dash. Okay, from the name mixed column, we are getting the idea that we are doing something with column. Okay, and here I'm indexing the column. The first column is indexed with 0, and then index 1, then index 2, then index 3. We have 4 columns, and they are indexed from 0 to 3. Okay, so this is my general way of representing column. Here C denotes the index of column. If C is equal to 0, then it means that is our first column of our matrix. If C is equal to 1, then that means this column is my second column of a matrix. So in mixed column, we take one column, we do something to that column, we get new column, we place that column in our output. So one by one, we process each column, and we get some new transformed column. So by doing operation column wise, we get a new matrix. So how to transform a column? Let's discuss. So since we know that these entries in my matrix are in binary form, okay, so they are having some bits. First convert this binary string into a polynomial. You know how to convert a binary string to polynomial, right? If you have studied subbyte, then there also we did these kind of operations where we have converted a binary string to a polynomial. So you know how to convert it. Okay. So SIC is but ith element of my column C. Okay. Now in each column, how many elements I have? 4. Since it is a 4 cross matrix, 4 cross 4 matrix. So in each column I have 4 entries. So I have to process each element one by one. Each entry of 8-bit one by one. So that's why I'm running a for loop from I is equal to 0 to I is equal to 3. So 4 iterations I need. So in those 4 iterations, what I do is that I convert every 8-bit to a polynomial. So this will be transformed to T0. This will be transformed to T1. This will transform to T2, and this will be transformed to T3. What are these T0, T1, T2, T3? They are the polynomial form of these binary strings. So we convert each entry in polynomial, and the ith index value is denoted by Ti. So we got 4 polynomials. Now how to get a transformed column? So this is my original column. I need a new column which I call S dash 0C, S dash 1C, so on. So this is my column T0, T1, T2, T3 after converting this to polynomial. Now I'll do something. ST stands for something. I do something, and I will transform this T0, T1, T2, T3 to some new polynomials. Let's say U0, U1, U2, U3. So how to get those transformed polynomials? Here I have mentioned. So to get the U0, take the T0 first polynomial, multiply it with x. Take the second polynomial T1, multiply it with x plus 1, and add them to other polynomials as well, T2 plus T3, and do this operation under modulo x8, x4, x3, x plus 1. Okay, so this is the same polynomial, same primitive polynomial that we used in subbyte function also. Okay, so when you do this, you will get a polynomial. And what will be the degree of polynomial that I get from this operation? Since I am dividing whatever polynomial I get here with x8, x4 plus x3 plus x plus 1, and we know that when we divide a polynomial with another polynomial, then the remainder have degree less than the degree of divisor. So the degree of ui will be less than equal to 7. Okay. Similarly for u1, what I'll do, I start with t1, multiply it with x, then I'll go to t2, multiply it with x plus 1, then I'll go to t3, then I'll go to t0. For u2 I'm starting with t2, for u3 I'm starting with t3. Okay, so here I'm the order of multiplication. First I multiply with x plus x, then x plus 1. That is same in all those 4 operation. What is the difference? The starting point of t polynomials. Here I am starting with t0, then after 0 what number come? 1 comes, so I'll take t1, then after 1 what comes 2, so I'll take T2 polynomial, then 3 polynomial. But when I'm starting with T2, I'll get after 2 3 comes, so T3. But what after T3? We don't have a T4. So what we'll do, we move in a cyclic manner. After T3 we go back to the first polynomial which is not covered, that is T0. And after T0 what will come? Then T1. Similarly for T3 after T3 what will be the polynomial? That will T0, then T1, then T2. So they are placed in a cyclic manner. So the TIs are chosen in a cyclic manner. So whatever, so you will get some from these T polynomials you will get some new polynomials. So what you did, first you converted our binary strings to polynomial, and then you did some transformation, you get some new polynomial. Now what you do, you will again convert these transformed polynomials to binary. Okay, and that will be my S dash 0c, S dash 1c, S dash 2c, S dash 3c. Okay, so from this to this we have to get this, from this we did these operations. Similarly, same kind of operation we do for other columns. This we done for one column, same kind of operation we do for other columns, and this way we get we transform all other columns and we get the output of mixed column. So instead of doing each column one by one, we can define all these operation in a matrix form, matrix represent. Now we will see how to solve this in one go by using matrix multiplication. Okay. So here it is. Here I have seen the here I am showing you how to do this using matrix multiplication. Okay. So in my input we have S00, S01, S02, S03. Similarly here S10, S11, S12, S13, so on. You got how it is looking, right? This is my input. What will I do? First of all, I will convert every 8-bit entry to a polynomial. So you can see here I have converted every entry to a polynomial. So these are polynomials. This is a matrix of polynomial. Okay, and this is my column at index 0. This is my column with index 1. This is my column with index 2. This is my column with index 3. Okay. Now let's say for a moment just ignore these 3 columns. Okay. Let's just consider that this is my matrix in which we have only one column. Okay. So what will you do to get the to multiply this matrix and this matrix? We multiply this row with this column and you will get a one entry of my matrix. Then you will multiply this row with this column, again with this column, and you will get u1. Then you will multiply this row with this column, you will get u2. Then you multiply this row with this column, you will get u3. Okay, so are you seeing what I am trying to show you? Here we find u0, u1, u2, u3 using these formulas by explicitly doing calculation separately for each UI. Here I am just using a matrix. So this matrix is doing same operation, which the operation that we are doing here, they are just represented in the matrix form here. So, and this is easier to do. This is nice way to achieve my column. So when I multiply this matrix to this column, I'll get this column. Similarly, when we apply this matrix to this column, I'll get this transformed column. So when you multiply this matrix to my whole polynomial matrix, I'll get all the column at once. And yes, of course, we are taking these operations under modulo this polynomial. so that degree of polynomial never exceed 7. Okay, so we transform it to our input to polynomial. We multiplied that polynomial with this matrix. We got the transformed polynomials, and now what we do, we convert these polynomials back to binary. So I applied two binary functions so that these polynomials are get converted to binary. So this is the final output. So there is nothing. There is we are doing nothing extra here, nothing difficult here. Just simply convert each entry to a polynomial. Transform that polynomial using this matrix by multiplying that matrix with that polynomial matrix. You will get a new polynomial matrix, and that new polynomial matrix is again converted to binary form, and that will be my output of mixed column. Okay. One thing that this x, how will you write this x in binary? Here degree of x raised to power 1 is 1 only, rest other terms have 0. So this is the way you will write this x. So in hexadecimal, what is this? This is 2. Similarly in hexadecimal, the value of x plus 1 is 3. Similarly hexadecimal value in 1 is 1. So I can also write this matrix. I can also write this matrix like this. If I want to write this in hexadecimal, x for I can write 2, then x plus 1 I can write 3, then 1 1, then 1, then 2 3 1 1 1 2 3 3 1 1 2. Okay. So how to remember this matrix? So it is easy to remember this matrix. Just think it like a rotation. Just remember this first matrix, the first row. Just remember this first row. In first row, what we have? X plus 1, x plus 1, 1 and 1. Just remember these 4 terms. And shift right rotate every row 1 unit. So rotate this first row in the right direction by 1 unit. What you'll get? This 1 will come in front, and all the terms get shifted to the right. So this x is shifted here, this x plus 1 is shifted here, this 1 is shifted here. Now to get the third row, shift this 1 here, shift this x here, shift this x plus 1 here, and this 1 will go to the first position. So this is how you will get the third row. Similarly, to get the fourth row, shift this row by 1 unit in right direction. This will be my x, and this x plus 1 will come in front. So this is how you get the fourth row. So now you know how to apply the mixed column. So mixed column is not easy. If you remember this matrix, then mixed column is nothing. Mixed column is really easy for you. Okay, so in the next video we will take one problem. We will solve one illustration on mixed column.